as well rock and roll.
Yes, guys, we are back for our match reaction for Liverpool 1, Chelsea 1, Liverpool's first game of the season. And I'm joined by Baz and K-Mac. Lads, how you doing?
Could be better, could be worse.
Yeah, not too bad, to be fair.
Right, I'm going to be positive Jamie because everyone keeps having a go at me. So I'm going to be positive Jamie. No one can have a go at me. I'm going to go with facts, and my T-shirt's inside out. That's how shit it is. I'm going to go with facts and everything. I'm going to turn my screen off for a minute. Why? I just put my shirt the right way around. Baz, tell the world why you're upset while I'm doing this.
Okay, why am I upset? It was proven today that we played 20 minutes of decent football. The high line that, been exposed on the right-hand side again and again. It just reminded me of last year. Ali was our better player, in my opinion. DMs, we've been talking about DMs all day, all night. We signed McAllister early on, but we've been faffing about with DMs. We keep saying we're ready, or Jurgen Klopp thinks we're ready. We start a game without a proper DM, and we get murked. It could have been worse. Don't get it twisted. I mean, I predicted 2-2. The way the game was going on, I'm quite happy now. We kept a point, or we got a point from that team, but it's the same old problems, the same old thing. It's the same old thing, and I'm really getting fed up of it. Yes, it's one game. It's against a team that no one knows how they're going to play, but the tactics for me were wrong. You're playing Gakpo, you're burning out the man's energy, who is a false number 9 or a left winger. You play him in midfield. He's not sure what he's doing. One of our issues in this game was our midfield. It's always been our midfield. We play 4 defenders or 3 with a Trent in the middle-ish kind of thing. You play 2 midfielders, and then you have 4 attackers against a Chelsea team that flooded the midfield and expect to get away with it. We got very lucky today. I'm disappointed. I could go on and on, but I'll obviously let everyone else do their thing as well. But I'm not happy at all.
That's fair enough. The shirt is back now. That's K-Mac, go for it.
I predicted 10-all.
Fair enough.
I mean, it was end to end that much. It probably could have been. We can go into it a bit more detail, but for me, it's same shit, different day. Like, we look really good up front, we look really bad at the back. McAllister just oozes class. Dominic Szoboszlai, not really sure what we're doing with him. He's kind of all over the place. Not really his fault. Mo Salah looked hot. Looked really good. Gakpo, he's not a midfielder. Just stick him up front. Like, that Jota knock, I could hear his bones crunch on the commentary. Like, I don't know how he carried on playing after that, because that was so loud, that thump. I mean, we can go into more detail, but Virgil van Dijk looks like a Rolls Royce again, which is really good to see. Alisson looked really calm. We can talk about the other defenders later. That's it, really. VAR.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about that. Don't worry. Look, I'm going to come with a positive approach because I just get mullered. Yeah, I thought we were fantastic, and there's nothing to worry about. So that's
sorry.
I get absolutely annihilated if I bring any facts to the table. Now, look, let's talk about it. In all seriousness, Liverpool started the first half hour, I thought, really well. On top, I thought Liverpool started really well the first half hour. Thought the attack was flying. Salah was cooking. McAllister, I thought, was excellent. I enjoyed Szoboszlai as well. I thought he played well. We just want him a bit more. We want him and McAllister more forward in the pitch. So I'm not. It's hard to rate McAllister and Szoboszlai till we get number 6 through the door. Once we get a number 6 through the door, we can rate them a bit more. But for what they had to do today, I thought they did well. I thought Trent defending was okay today, to be fair. I don't think Trent did that much wrong defensively today. It was the other way for Trent today, where he was poor. I thought Virgil, Van Dijk and Konate were excellent today. I don't blame them for us being poor at the back. That's a tactical problem and a system set up that needs to change. We're going to have to talk about Robbo later in the show because there's serious issues there with Robbo. But the whole aspect of our game, again, guys, we look good for 30 minutes. Liverpool always look good usually for the first 30 minutes. And then what happens is a team works us out. Teams start to slowly work us out, and then they get into the game. Once they get into their rhythm and they've worked us out, we come then a bit of a liability to play against. You know, we're easy to play against. And I think we've been saying that line for about 18 months now. We're easy to play against. Now,
predictable. That's the word.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to go after Klopp because I love Klopp. I do. But we just got to put things in perspective here. He hasn't got the players yet, so I understand that, right? You can see that from the substitutions today. Klopp hasn't got his players yet. And I get that. I'm fine. Okay. The owners have got to do more in that regard to get the players in. I'm fine with that. But part of me thinks he wants to play this system. I understand the system he wants to play. And if he gets the players in that can play this system, it could be really good. And I've got no problem with that. But we're playing a system for players that can't play this system. And for me, that's a bit mad. That don't make any sense. You're setting up a team and a system for players that can't play in that system. And they're getting a bit exposed in that system. I was saying it in my watch along. If Liverpool just dropped this high line by 5 yards and went a bit narrow and squeezed in a little bit, we'd be absolutely fine. You drop the midfield back 5 yards, you make the midfield and the back four a little bit closer together so you can't have that ball over the top. Because, guys, how many times, Baz, do we get absolutely mullered by a simple ball over the top?
All the time. And, you know, how can you not see this? I mean, how can people not see this? They got all kinds of technology. If you're going to insist in playing this, at least then invest in players that can run back. You know what I mean? And this happens constantly, all the time. And this is why I'm not happy. This is another reason why I'm not happy, because this cost us a lot of goals last year and the year before that, and it doesn't look like we're sorting out our problems at the back. You know, our midfield is a problem as it is, you know, but we won't go into that right now. But like you said, this ball over the top, you know, it's route one, it's basic stuff, and you're supposed to be able to defend these things. We've got a manager who was a defender.
Yeah. Look, I agree. Like Wayne says here as well. Big up Wayne. A CDM. Look, that's what I said. That's why I said before I said all this, that Klopp hasn't got the players he wants just yet. So once he gets the players he wants in, and this system might cook, then that's good. But at the moment, we haven't got them players, and he's playing a system that you need a DM in. You know and playing Robbo as a left-sided centre back, where it doesn't work, and he has no idea what he's doing. It just seems a bit madness to me. Playing Gakpo in midfield, you know, all these little things and nuances. I'm not going to say anything bad against Klopp. I just want him. I don't understand. That's all I'm saying. So anyone who comes for me, I'm not having to go at Klopp. I want to understand why he's persisting on a system that don't work with the players he's got. Now, I believe, because we all love Jurgen and we're so, torn towards Jurgen, we're always going to stick up for him. And I get that and I understand that. And if that's what you want to do, go for it, guys. But if this was any other manager at any other club, we'd be sticking a knife into their back saying, why is your manager playing a system that don't suit the players you got? And we would. And if this actually weren't Jurgen Klopp and Gerard, it was Gerard Houllier, or Rafa Benitez, or whoever it was, we'd probably all say the same thing. But Klopp's got so much love and loyalty, which he deserves because he's been great for us. He won the Premier League, Champions League. He's won every cup. So I get that, and we should be loyal to him. I get it. But we have got a question sometimes. Why did it take... we didn't do it the whole game. I sat there doing my watch long, and I said it after the 60-minute mark. Why have we not changed tactically to stop Reece James and Chilwell just doing what they want in their wing-back areas and getting overlapped by Sterling and Reece James, especially on that left-hand side? Robbo was getting no help whatsoever because Luis Diaz weren't coming back to defend. There needed to be a tactical switch-up, move the formation around, change the setup you have on the pitch right now. It's not always about personnel. You can change things up as you go. And I personally came back. I don't get that at the moment. And yes, we need players. We do. So I can't judge anything till we get all our players in. We've got all our ducks in a row. But doing a system that don't suit the players you've got at the moment just is a bit weird to me.
That's quite a lot to unpack there. I think we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago on your show when I basically said it looks like we're playing a Christmas tree formation, which was that cheap formation on Football Manager, like 5 or 6 years ago. We've got no people on the wings to stop their wingers. Like, it's literally a diagonal ball into the corner, and we've got no one. Like they did it over and over again, and there's no one there. Like, look, I've got to be completely honest. A defensive midfielder does not fix it, because we played Alexis McAllister as a defensive midfielder today, and he wasn't that bad, to be fair. No. But he can't stop a ball going into the corner. He can't stop Trent from being in midfield for doing this inverted role. He can't stop Robbo from bombing forward into midfield. Like, that's what they've been told to do. Like, they have been told to do that as a job. So they're only doing the instructions that they're given, because Klopp hasn't come out and said, oh, they're doing a bad job. They're not listening to what they're supposed to be doing. That is the tactics. The tactics are to play 2 at the back when we have the ball and push those guys so far forward that if a ball gets broken and the transition doesn't work, or they play a long ball, then they're out of position all the time. That is the tactics. Like, the tactics are to play a forward in midfield. He's not a forward. Gakpo's not a forward. Like, he's not a defensive player. He's not going to do the press properly. You know, he's not going to get a run on anyone because he's in midfield. You know, Diaz can track back, but he can only do a certain amount. You know, these guys have been given jobs to do in this game, and they did it. Like it's the tactics. It is the tactics. It's always been the tactics. It will always be the tactics. Like, unless we drop this inverted crap, because it's crap. I'm sorry. Like, you can see how crap it is now, because Robbo's not providing anything going forward, and for some reason he spends most of the time in the opposition's box. I'm shouting at the telly, going, "Get back, get back! We're going to get broken on." And same with Trent. And guess what? We get broken on, and they nearly score 3 or 4 times in the second half, because Trent's way too far forward. Robbo's way too far forward. Konate's having to win a ball in midfield. Like, it's suicide. Like, if that happens to a team that is more experienced, as in the players know each other more, the players know the tactics more, because they haven't just been thrown together in pre-season, we get our asses handed to us. Because I'm sat there watching it again going, that's one pass away from being clean through. Like, it's literally squeaky bum time.
Yeah. Breaking news: Caceido's done to Chelsea. It's all done. Yeah, it's all sorted. 115 million plus sell-on clause. He's got his medical tomorrow or the day after. So yeah, that's all done. Thankfully,
well, at least we made them pay 35 million more.
Yeah, so apparently Liverpool now going straight back into Lavia because Chelsea don't want Lavia. Shock.
Yeah, we said that, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, we always said that was the game that we were playing. To be fair, before I go back into the game, I'm fine with Lavia. I've always been fine with it. Everyone watching my channel for the last few weeks, especially when I've been talking about this, I've been wanting Lavia out of everyone. You know, Caceido, yes, he's ready-made. He's ready to go now and takes us to the next level straight away. I agree. But I hope if we do go for Lavia and get Lavia in, I hope people just don't turn around. Oh, he's not Caceido. You know, give Lavia time, man. I'm telling you, this kid's special and he's a DM and we need a DM. And I think Lavia's the best around at his age. So go and get him for me. Forever LFC, big up to you. 8 players out, only 2 players in. Isn't nowhere near good enough, Jamie, mate. We're good in the game at times and dodgy in other parts. Yeah, look, I agree with that. We was good in the first half hour, and I think after that, that was it. I think the first half hour we were really good in, and then after that, I don't think we were much cop. There is a system issue. I said it in my watch along. If you played Vidic and Terry in our back 2 today, and we played with this system, they'd still get annihilated and exposed. You know, you're playing Trent in this inverted role. The problem is, Trent spoke after the game, and Trent wants to play midfield. He basically said it after the game. But he said, I'm not the manager, I don't make the decisions. Trent wants to play midfield. Trent feels like he can control the game better in midfield. He said it himself. He wants to be in midfield. I'll just go and buy a right back. I think we're getting to the time now. Just go and buy a right back. Play the kid where he wants to play. Play the kid where he wants to play. Because you do this inverted thing with Trent. Trent wants to control the game. So what's happening is he's in left back position sometimes. Then he's covering the right. Then he's through the middle. And then we've got no defensive structure. You can't have your right back who goes inverted run across your centre backs and into your left back area. You've got no system. The shape is out of whack.
This is now an issue between Trent and Klopp. Like I said this weeks ago. Trent is going to be a massive problem this year. He just is, because Klopp doesn't want to play him in midfield, but he wants to play him as a right back in midfield. Like it is so disjointed. He's going to die on this sword. Klopp is going to die on this Trent sword. He really is this season. Because if we carry on playing like this for the next 10 games, he won't be here at Christmas. He just won't. Like we can't allow this to carry on. Like if you're going to buy Lavia, if you're going to buy some DMs, then play your old style. Play your old style, what you're good at. Because you're now trying to play a style that you're just not good at.
Oh, hang on. Oh, hang on.
Oh, go on.
Hang on. Oh, shit. Oh, my good God. Lavia is set to join Chelsea as well. Lavia is set to join. You're muted, Baz. Lavia is set to join. Yeah. I've just seen it now. Yeah, Lavia is set to join Chelsea. They go. Lavia and Caceido are having their medicals at the same time.
Keep messing about. Keep messing about Liverpool. Keep messing about.
I'll tell you what. I'm glad we didn't play Chelsea with those 2 in the team. We would have got absolutely mullered.
Yeah, keep messing about. Keep messing about. Yeah. We're big bad Liverpool. Yeah,
What are we going to do now?
We signed no one, mate. We signed no one now. I'm telling you, we're getting no one unless FSG are going to literally take over the transfers, because we've got no one else planned. Nobody else. Like the stuff about Sangar, we haven't even scouted Sangar. Like this is literally his agent saying that, yeah, Liverpool have asked. Yeah, but that was like 2 days ago or something. Like we got no plan B.
Wow.
Curtis Jones then.
Wow. So
you can play Salah and DM.
We have messed up big time on Lavia. Like he actually wanted to come to us.
We just messed up all round. Ugarte could have come, release clause. You know what I mean? We were linked with Thuram before. Didn't come. Kone, Gravenberch, all these players.
Breaking news. Liverpool are after João Palhinha from Fulham.
He's injured.
Yeah, I think
has he got a bust shoulder for about 3 months?
I think they just need someone in. Be out gang. I was hearing from certain content creators that We are ready for the season despite clear differences. Honestly, some of the fan base can't be up, man. It's crazy, ain't it? I was looking forward to the season because I just like football, and I was looking for the football season to come back again. But Jesus Christ, Liverpool,
Is he 70 million? Is he 70 million, Paulinia?
yeah, well, Liverpool have to pay that for whoever they want now.
Okay. Just hear me out for a sec. Paulinia, 70 million, injured for 3 months. Joshua Kimmich, available. He doesn't rate him. He really doesn't rate Joshua Kimmich. Like, I watched that Leipzig game. All he did on the touchline was shout at Kimmich. Kimmich we could get for 60 million. He fits straight in. Like, and even if we want to play Trent in midfield, there's our right back. And he's 28.
Yeah.
That's a done deal. Like, seriously, why are we not just going for him now? Because he's definitely fell out with Tuchel. Because Tuchel's after a DM, like, big time.
Yeah, this is madness. This is madness. Who you said? I don't know. I don't know. Gangan Deep. I don't know. Gangan Deep probably don't want to say. I don't think Gangan Deep's talking about me with his super chat. He might be talking about other people, but I'm not sure. I just said I was looking forward to the season, not that we're fucking ready. I know that we're nowhere near.
That's why I'm so angry. That's what I'm saying. We saw it in pre-season, the leaks of goals and stuff like that. The right back thing. Like, if we don't have a DM, play with what you've got. Play 4-4-2. Then if you're not going to have a DM, play 2 central midfielders. Play someone at right back. If you can't afford, put Trent in midfield. Then if you really believe that, go buy a right back for 20-30 million quid at max. Yeah, we don't have people exposing our right back, which Chelsea did most of the game. It's pathetic. It's the way we've been managed. It's absolutely pathetic.
Yeah, this is, look, I can have a go at Klopp with the tactics sometimes. This high line that makes us easier to play against. I think that is a system issue that needs sorting. But I can't blame him for the players. You know, like, this is going on for years now. I mean, look at the subs bench today. We're bringing on Doak and Elliott. Oh, by the way, I thought Elliott did all right when he came on. By the way, but
me too.
But we should be bringing on Doak to replace Mo. Do you know what I mean? That just shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening. Oh, Elliott's an okay substitution. I've got nothing wrong with that. Curtis Jones is an okay substitution as well. I've got nothing wrong with that. But poor Ben Doak, he shouldn't be coming on to replace Mo Salah. You know, we need players. We need a DM. You know, I can understand this, as I keep saying, I can understand the system Jurgen Klopp is trying to play. Because I feel like if he gets the players he probably wants, the system will probably work. Because I don't think if he gets the players he wants, I don't think he'll play Trent inverted. I think Trent will just be his normal right back again. Robbo will go be back to playing left back, and he'll have that DM. Remember, Klopp wants a DM who can play 6 on his own. That's what he wants. So it's very hard to find them number 6s. There's not a lot of them. Caceido was one of them. For me, Lavia's one of them. I don't know who else about in the market. You know, maybe Fofana from Monaco, is it? You know, he's after that kind of number 6 because I do believe he wants to play Szoboszlai and McAllister. That's his midfield. McAllister and Szoboszlai, and he wants the number 6, and he wants his front 3, and he wants to play that efficient German way we used to play. You know, the press. Look, the one thing I will say, guys, from a defensive point of view, what annoys me, I think Carragher and Neville made point of it in commentary, is that we're always looking to press, even from the back straight away. Like our first instinct at the back, because they've been coached, it's been coached into them for years now. Their first instinct from the back is to attack.
That's how they scored. That's how they scored from the set piece. We all ran out to press, and there was no one back.
Yeah, but then again, that's how we scored our first goal as well. So there is like, I can see why it can work and why Klopp goes with it. I really do. I can understand it, because if he's probably got the right players, this probably worked beautifully, because you saw it for the first goal. But it does, Baz, don't it? It does leave us at the back very vulnerable. Very vulnerable.
Very vulnerable. What are we going to do about it? We've seen it. We've seen it over last.
You went well Cockney then, and you're not even a Cockney. You went well Cockney for a second.
I'm actually born in East London.
Oh, there you go. That's fine then. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, what are you going to do about it? You went right.
like an old Peggy Mitchell, don't I?
Your
Yeah,
green streak is coming out in you. That's what it goes.
yeah,
There's someone in the chat called
absolutely.
Pat Butcher.
No, but look, to be fair, you know, look, we've got some setbacks for sure now, absolutely. But it's what we do now. We've got these owners in London right now. Go and do something. You know what I mean? Go and do something now. Go. Whether you can't find the midfielder you want now, go and do something at the back. Because I mean, come on. I was just talking in a chat with a couple of guys, and look, these guys, they don't know much about football. They know about business, or whether they're good business people or not, that's debatable. But you know what? They're people around them. They can see Trent's being exposed constantly, or his role or something. Go and do something about that. You know what I mean? Talk to the manager, understand what he needs now, because we've just lost two of our primary targets to Chelsea, if it's confirmed or if it's real. We need to do something, because, like I said, we've conceded how many goals in pre-season against some idiot teams. And sorry, no disrespect, but they are idiot teams, yeah. And we played Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich exposed us again on that side. We played, you know, we definitely, you know what? I can't even talk. Carry on, guys. I'm just really, really angry right now, and I'm trying to do my best not to.
You can go mad if you want. Yeah, apparently this João Palhinha stuff is picking up. So, yeah, maybe they're looking at him.
How long is he out for? Do the chat know how long he's out for?
I don't know.
Because he busted his shoulder like in the last pre-season game, didn't he? Or second to last pre-season game in America.
Yeah, apparently someone's saying he ain't out for that long. I'm not sure. Maybe they're thinking
28 years old though, Jamie. 28 with what?
Well, maybe they're thinking an experienced DM, and maybe they believe in Stefan a lot. I don't know. I really don't know. The thing is, Scraps, I'm with you on this, man. But Newcastle don't need to sell. That's the issue. But I'm with you, Scraps. I'm with you.
Think about Palhinha. Like, you're really going to spend 70 million on a player from Fulham? Like, no disrespect to Fulham, but like they paid like 20 million for him or something, didn't they? Like, we could do better. I'm sorry, we could do better. We could do with someone who can actually like play for us for a long time. Like, we're going to be talking about like Palhinha in like what, a year and a half of being burnt out, because he'd be like 30 and he'd have done 2 years in that DM role on his own. Yeah. I'm not sure. Like, you know, if you're going to spend 70 million, you might as well go and get Decore from Palace. Like, he is a really, really good player. Like, he's got the whole lot, and he can also play defender as well. And we know how much he is. We know he's available at the price. So, you know, at the end of the day, you want to go and get another guy who's got Premier League experience. He was Crystal Palace's player of the season. Go and get him.
He's going to be a Fabinho. You go and buy him, you're going to get a couple of years worth of something out of him. Yeah, by then he'll be 32 years old and past it, and you'll see the same old thing. Jurgen Klopp will want to keep him.
No sell on. Won't be any sell on value from Palhinha, unless he goes to Saudi Arabia. But they'll probably be stocked up in 2 years with everyone.
Yeah. This is look. This is mad. They need to do something. So
can I just say something though? Because I think we talked about this as well, Jamie. Like, we kept on banging on about like all of these, like, you know, putting a DM and you know, the tactics and all of this stuff. It was so simple today. All we needed to do was play Gapco up front, play Trent in midfield, because he kept on coming here anyway, and then put Gomez on as a right back and just take Jota off. That was it. That was all we needed to do. It was so simple. I was like watching the telly going, just do that. Like,
K-Mac, you know what? Like Tyler Adams, yeah? 20 million quid. Go buy him as a DM. He will give you running. He will give you what's that guy? Gallagher or whatever his name is that played.
Gallagher had a really good game, by the way, today.
That's what you're going to
get.
And he played DM.
Me. Yeah, that worries
he played DM.
I ain't gonna lie. After that game today, I was sitting downstairs with the wife and I was thinking, yeah, Gallagher was really good in that defensive role today, and that worries me. That worries me because Gallagher's going to be probably out of luck now at Chelsea, because now they've got Caceido and Lavia.
Go buy him.
You know, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Big up, Edward. How you doing, man? The Liverpool shortlist is Lavia, Luis and Fofana and Polina earmarked for a January move, depending on assessing primary targets. Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting Polina in January if he's available, but we need a DM, man. Liverpool.
Someone just wrote Philip Billing. I talked about him on your show before, Jamie, and I got absolutely slated.
Said about him weeks ago, didn't you? Big up Cyberzone. The biggest embarrassment in FSG history. Yeah, I mean,
you know what? This is as bad as the Luis Suarez one. Do you remember when Arsenal bid Luis Suarez and they had egg on their face? This is, you know what? We tried to do this with Chelsea, put 111 million, thinking that they couldn't get him, and they've just put in 115.
Yeah, it's just.
Have you seen that chat? You guys should take Gallagher for 105.
Yeah, Gabriel Julius. Fuck that. So no Caceido, no Lavia. Where would you go from here? Stamford edition with a tweet. These are their suggestions: João Palhinha, Caceido HERE, Andre, Sofyan Amrabat, Boubacar Kamara, Sangara, Kone, Florentino Luis, Youssef Fofana. Guys in the chat, let me know out of that list who would you take? Because Liverpool go buy one. It's definitely going to happen. It has to happen. They've got no choice. So who are they going to get out of that list?
Or can any of you play in DM? Let us know.
Yeah. I think they... Look, I'd personally go and get Amrabat.
He's not. He doesn't want to come. I think he's imminent. He wants to go Man United. I'll take Luis, Florentino Luis. I think he's a promising, brilliant. He's not Premiership proven. I'll take him and check Decore, even Ibrahim Sangari. These are the guys, or even Ramon Vega. Does Vega play in DM?
I'm not sure, but I know with Sangare, he's not got a lot of movement.
Oh, is it?
He's not got a lot of movement. He's not as mobile as some of the others there. And if you can see Napoli. Yeah, and if we see the way we play, we need a more mobile defensive midfielder, in my opinion. That's why I think they might be looking at Florentino Luis.
Yeah.
Because he's very much, I would say, in the Fabinho mould, K-Mac, would you say? That sort of lanky, defensive midfielder.
Can I give you a bit of an update on some of these guys? So, Luis, another club's asked about Luis from the Premier League, and I think it was Man City, and they got told it's 120 million euros or nothing. So they're not selling him.
We got that.
I know we got money, but I'm just saying, Boubacar Kamara, he's not for sale, and I doubt he'll be for sale anyway with Villa because they're looking like they're probably going to have to buy more players. Amrabat turned us down because of the meeting that he had with his agents. Klopp had with his agents back during the World Cup. Andre, we're not going to get him till January because they want to keep him because they want to challenge for that Copa Deras or something like that. That Cup that they're in, yeah. Check Decore, I think he'd be perfect. To be honest, I think we could get him as well. And if Palace are looking at Gallagher, that kind of makes sense for me. Fofana, I rate Fofana as well. He's a French international. Kone, I've always liked Kone, but I don't think Kone plays DM. I think he's box to box, and I just don't think he is. Even watching him in the under-21s, it was Thuram that was playing deeper, and Thuram had a really, really good game for his first game against I think it was Lille. He just absolutely bossed it, won all of his challenges. Sangar, I don't know. Dutch players, it's like a lottery, in it. It really is, whether they're going to be good or not. He scores goals as well, and he's a bit good with assists as well, and he's been to a Euro final as well with Feyenoord, so he's got experience.
Yeah.
And he's tall.
Yeah, I agree with all that, man. I was just saying in the chat, I know a lot of people were saying about Jude Bellingham, yeah? Why didn't we just go for Jude Bellingham? Jude Bellingham wouldn't have solved our issues, guys. He'd just be doing what Szoboszlai is doing right now. We'd still need a DM.
Gee, we couldn't play Jude Bellingham as a DM. Have you seen him for Real Madrid on his debut?
Yeah, Jude Bellingham's probably
going to be man of the match.
Jude Bellingham's arguably going to be the best midfielder in the world in about 5 years' time. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But it would still be an issue. You know, we need a DM. I'm fine. Look, this is the thing that's irritating me, and maybe people in the chat as well, because I'm absolutely fine with McAllister and Szoboszlai. They're great, but that's great business. But it don't matter what if we got them. It's like having a Ferrari and you put a Skoda engine in it. It's basically what Liverpool are doing. You've got these two Ferraris and McAllister and Szoboszlai who are quality midfielders, but you've got nothing behind them for let them to play their natural game. And that's the issue. If we don't go and get a DM before the 1st of September, we are not going to see McAllister and Szoboszlai play their natural game for 12 months. And they're going to have to play this DM role and, you know, more defensive-minded and, you know, more of a Henderson kind of player. And that's not what we want. We want them to be the players we went and bought. You know, what McAllister was doing at Brighton, that's what we want at Liverpool. Suppose I was doing at Leipzig, that's what we want at Liverpool. We don't want them to do roles of former players. That's why we need this DM so badly. We really do, man.
That's what's going to happen now. We're going to panic buy. And
we've got no choice.
We've got no choice, but you know what? What I'm worried about is we go and spend like a big, huge amount, and then what happens is FSG get let off the hook by some people. Yeah, they've actually invested. They should have taken charge of this a lot sooner. You know, the start. We always say the start of the seasons are vital, the most important. Yes, we haven't lost. I get that. Yeah, but we might as well have lost when you look at the stats and how we played. You know, 30 minutes of a game is not good enough, you know, against a team they've got no experience. A lot of these players are brand spanking new. You know, their goalkeeper today, I mean, I've watched this Robert Sanchez at Brighton when I used to work over there. And this guy, he's a composed goalkeeper, but he was nervous today. You know, players needed to do a little bit more. So Szoboszlai's got a shot on him. He didn't once, you know, test him. Salah, you know, wasted opportunities. It was really bad. It was really bad. I'm actually really worried. And I did say that, you know, I don't see Liverpool winning no title, and I don't see Liverpool doing well at all this season. And it's because of the start. You know, I keep saying we weren't prepared, but we've had so much time to address it. Arsenal have done it. You know, Tottenham have done it. You know, Manchester United are doing it. You know, they're addressing their problems. All right, we might have said, well, all right, fine, we've got 2 in. Yeah, but we needed more than that. We needed at least one more for the start of the Chelsea game, and we just got 2. And a few things as well I'm concerned about is the next game is against Bournemouth, and then it's Newcastle, yeah? But we're relying on 2 players, all right? And that's the young lad, Steven Bajcetic, yeah? And the one that's always injured, Thiago, to play in our DM. Is that really the way forward? Because I really believe Klopp always says that he'll get the right players. And if there's no right players out there because 2 of his primary targets have gone now, this is what we're going to have. And by come January, when we do need to buy these players, because one of these players is injured in these DM roles and stuff like that, or you play McAllister in DM, which I thought was okay today, but obviously the goal was his, you know, he was to blame for that, yeah? But we lose what McAllister offers offensively. And this is my problem with it. You know, if you do it during a game, I get it. But when you start a player, then expect him to play there, it's like having a pit bull, yeah, and just dragging him, yeah, when he just wants to run. And it's difficult. And I'm not really optimistic at all. Not really optimistic at all.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. It is a bit of a worry. I was just reading there because some people in the chat were saying about Oystein, so I was just having a look. And yeah, apparently, look, maybe there's no deal with Lavia and Chelsea just yet. This is the problem with Twitter and so many different journalists all chatting about the same thing and getting half of it wrong. So Melissa Reddy and who's been great, by the way, I love Melissa Reddy, and David Oystein, they basically said there's been no Lavia deal yet. Liverpool is strongly linked with Lavia still. So look, if we go and get Lavia, I'm quite happy, to be fair. I really rate Lavia. He can play that lone 6. He's good under the press. He's good on the ball. He's a good footballer. And I reckon in a few years' time, K-Mac, he's going to be an exceptional talent. So I don't know about you. I'm hoping that Chelsea actually we don't need Lavia and we go and pinch him. To be honest.
Yeah, I hope that we just go on offer 55 million and get Lavia, and then maybe change the formation, maybe play a centre back in that Robbo position. I just don't know, but it's for me, we've definitely got the players. We just haven't got a squad that's good enough to come on and change a game, and the structure and the tactics just don't seem to be working for the formation that we're playing. Like, it doesn't matter if we're going to play Bournemouth. Bournemouth are still going to do what everyone else does. They're going to go, oh, okay, should we try that ball over that everyone's been doing? Oh, that worked. Should we try it again? Oh, that worked. Okay, that's it. We just do this all game, lads. And that's simply it. And they've also just signed 2 players that I thought we should have got, which is Max Aarons and Alex Scott. And they paid less than 30 million for those 2 players. And they're both going to be England internationals in a couple of years. Really, really good young players. I think Max Aarons is a right back or a left back. I'm not 100% sure what side he plays on. But I know Alex Scott is a really good midfielder that can kind of play all different types of positions. He's one that I thought we should have got. But yeah,
I like Alex Scott. He's got a good future in front of him. Jamie, would you take Lavia, Gravenberch? Yeah, I'd take all 3, man.
Yeah.
Take all 3. We need players.
I don't think Gravenberch is that bad, but I think
Gravenberch
there's a bit of issues about his attitude. But I don't know whether that's true or not, to be honest.
I like Gravenberch. Yeah, I like Gravenberch. I think he'd be a player for Liverpool. We need young, athletic, mobile footballers to play what Jurgen Klopp wants to play, the system that he wants to play with. We need young, athletic, mobile footballers that have got quality, and they're all that. They all tick the boxes. Now, I'm just reading there that Liverpool expect to sign 2 players before the 1st September, a DM and a centre back. Now, let's go on to this. I'll take Charlie Adam. Jesus. Have you seen the state of Charlie Adam at the moment? He's a man.
Yeah.
Going on to
Mind you, did you see the state of Sturridge's suit? It reminds me of the
I've got to say,
FA Cup suits.
I've got to say one thing about Sky Sports. Getting rid of Martin Tyler and bringing in Peter Drury was the best thing they've ever done.
Oh, he's brilliant to listen
to. He made the game sound so much better.
He did.
And he had better chemistry with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher straight away than Martin Tyler ever has. And having Daniel Sturridge as a pundit, I thought was excellent. He gives a bit of that.
Is good.
You can see what Sky are trying to do. Yeah, Sky are trying to go in. They've looked at what CBS do in America and go, right, we want that as a punditry. And, Roy Keane plays that old, boring, grumpy old granddad to a T. Because let's face it, Roy Keane's playing an act. We all know that. He's playing an act. He does it beautifully. And then you got the younger 2 that take the mick out of him. And then you got Dave Jones, the presenter. He works to a T. So, Sky, keep that sort of stuff up. But let's go on to the centre-back area because we need a centre-back if we're going to play Trent inverted role. Robbo, guys, what has happened to Andy Robertson? Now, is it just for the fact that he's playing this position that don't suit his game? Or is there more to it, Baz?
I think it's both. I think he hasn't adapted. I had this mad thought in the game thinking, you know what, we should play him in the DM. He's defensively good. He can run back and stuff like that. But for me, he looks more burnt out. He looks like he can't play he can only play a certain system, and the system is that the left back or the left wing back like he's been playing over the years. And to put him in a centre back, I don't think he can play in that position. I just think he has really suffered from this because he needs to be more disciplined. And when you look at Robbo, he is not disciplined. He's someone that likes to get forward Yeah, he's a better defender than Trent is, in my opinion. But you know, he can run back and up and down, and that's what he wants to do. And if you're going to play him in a position that he needs to be very disciplined because there's only 2 other centre backs near you, whilst Trent is just given the license, then it just doesn't suit his game, you know. And since Mane has left, yeah, he's not had a chemistry with another player, and I think Mane leaving has really like shot him down, and he just does not look like the same player anymore. You know, I watched him put in a couple of crosses in. He does like bursts of Robbo's from back in the day, but it's just not good enough. And I really do think we do need to be asking serious questions about him. But at the moment, we don't have anyone else. I mean, you could say Tsimikas, but Tsimikas definitely can't play that role for me. But we've got no one else in it, so he stays in the team. And, you know, when a player is not good enough for your team anymore, you've got to replace him or keep him as a sub or something like that. And when you need to change tactics, go back into your wing backs or whatever, then you can bring him on because there's no one better than him in that role. But yeah, I mean, he really needs to like get with a program. And if he doesn't, we really do need to be asking questions.
Yeah, what do you reckon, K-Mac, with that Robbo? Because I said it on Coppish end of last season that we don't need to get a replacement for Tsimikas. We need to sell Tsimikas and get a replacement for Robbo at left back, and Robbo becomes the Tsimikas option. I didn't realise till today that he's been at Liverpool 8 years. He's been here a long time. He's not like a new signing, you know. And the way he plays, you know, that high energy, you can't expect him to play like that when he goes into 30. You just can't. It ain't going to happen the years he's been doing it. So what do you reckon, my man?
When he was linked with, I think it was Real Madrid a couple of weeks ago, I was like, yeah, take the money and run. Like, this guy needs to be moved on. He's going to drop off a cliff. Like, I think he's slowly getting there anyway. But I think he could have a season like Fab, which worries me, where he just goes off a cliff. He can't play centre back. Like, he's not a centre back. Like, the guy's been playing in the Premier League for 10 years now. He started under Steve Bruce at Hull, and he got moved into that, you know, that wing back, you know, maraudering left-sided player that basically plays most of the game in the opposition's half. You can't do that no more because he's needed in the position that he's been told to play. Yeah. I watched him today, and he'd run with the ball, pass it, and then he'd do that run that he always does, where he goes straight into the opposition's half, straight into their box, and he's waiting in the box, and the ball doesn't come to him anymore. So he's completely isolated out of position, and if we lose the ball there, that's a left-hand diagonal, and they're clean through. Like, there's no one there covering. I watched him do like 2 or 3 times, and I'm just like, you're just doing what you do. Like, you're just doing what you do because that's what you've done all of your career, especially for the last 8 years with Liverpool. You can't teach him to change that. You're just not going to get that out of him. So for me, it's a case of you either play him in that position or you just don't play him. Like, or you bring him on as an impact sub. Trent said in an interview, I think it was a couple of days ago, he said that Milner, it's going to take 2 players to replace Milner. That's how important Milner was to us because of what he does utility-wise. I kind of believe him. Like, I think the team's in shell shock still. The fact that these players have left, and they're just not used to this formation. I mean, they played it last season, and it worked to a certain extent. And then we got caught out by a couple of teams at the end of the season when they just started playing diagonals. And it just looks like everyone's just doing the same thing. Like Chelsea, and this is what makes me laugh. Like, Chelsea got overrun in the first half, and they did. And it was only a bit of VAR which stopped an unbelievable goal from Salah. But then Poch went away at half time and went, right, what we need to do is we need to change our tactics. So they did. Klopp just carried on. Like, and we were getting completely overrun in the second half. We just carried on playing the way we did. It was only the fact that we brought fresh legs on with Jones and Elliott that we kind of got control again, because they were just running around, like kept the pace up in midfield, and we kind of won the ball back a bit more. But we still played exactly the same way. Like Trent was still way out of position. Robbo was still way out of position. It's just like, I don't know. It's like the definition of insanity, isn't it? You just keep on doing the same thing over and over again, and you expect something to change and be different. It just isn't. Like, but we do need to talk about the forwards though, because we looked hot. Like, we did look hot.
Yeah, like I just worry about. Look, I want Robbo just to go back to playing left back. I just want Robbo to be a left back. And I don't want him to play this left inside centre back role. It don't suit him. He's not that kind of defender. He's a defensive left back that likes getting forward. Just let Robbo go back to his old way of playing. Let Trent go back to his old way of playing. You're not going to put Trent in the midfield. Just put Trent as right back. Stop this inverted nonsense. Yes, he can do it. Trent can do it. But the problem is our defensive work. The liability we are at the back because of it. We leave too many holes. Because if Trent was playing inverted, but we played deeper, I wouldn't have a problem because there's less grass behind us for teams to exploit. But because we push so high up the pitch and Trent comes inverted, there's so much space behind us. That's why this ball over the top is always an issue for us. And especially in transition. We're terrible in transition. So, look, FSG just need to give Klopp a DM. Just go and get one. You know, Lavia is still available. I'd be on the phone to Southampton. If I was FSG, if I was Billy Hogan, I'd be on the phone to Southampton right now going, right, we know pissed you about, but we're going to pay over the odds. We're going to give you 60 million for Lavia right now. We just want this player now. We're going to give you 60 million now. We want the medical tomorrow. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's how we should act right now. I don't think we've got any other choice. Yes, it's going to look like a panic buy. In a way, putting that offer in for Caceido would have been a panic buy as well. So I'm not bothered about. I'm not bothered about panic buys if you buy the right player. Do you know what I mean? That's fine. You know, Arthur Melo was a panic buy and it's the wrong player. Buy the panic buy that's the correct player. He's perfectly fine with. Just go and buy him. Get on the phone tonight at Southampton. Admit your fault. Say you pay over the odds like we had to do with Van Dijk all them years ago, and just get this done. And get Lavia in for a medical in the next 24 to 48 hours, because it would sort out so many issues. The thing with Robbo, I got it wrong. I know Robbo's played for Liverpool 6 years. I think this is his 7th season. I think he's been in English football for in the Premier League for 9 years or something like that. So yeah, it was something like that. So I did get that bit wrong. Forward line. What do we think about Mo Salah coming off, guys? His attitude. What do you think about that? Yeah, go
on. I think that's going to bite Klopp in the ass. I really do. Like, Mo Salah loves his records, and he wants.
Oh, okay, mate. Headphones has gone.
While he sorts that out,
go
on. What I'd say is I'm actually happy that he was subbed. To be fair, he looked a bit leggy. His assist was brilliant. He had a goal disallowed, but I think he was, he needed that, because I don't think him and Diaz were match fit. I thought they were a bit leggy. I don't think he was that great today, to be fair. I think the chances that he had, he should have done more with them. And yeah, I think he deserved to come off. And anything with the stroppiness and stuff like that, look, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Accept it. You know, not one player is the team. The team is the team, not just one player. Who cares that you're not going to get your record that you scored in every, first game of the season, stuff like that. If you're not good enough on the day, you bring someone else that's going to be good. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, quite rightly so, he got subbed. In terms of the strop, I would be seriously thinking, I'll be questioning him and his attitude. But the last time he did that last year, where he did get subbed, he came back and he was scoring goals. Do you know what I mean? So, let that channel, that anger that you had when you were sitting on the bench and you came off, bring you into the next game. And that's what we want. We want people who are burning and the desire to play for the club. You know what I mean? And to be fair, we still have to manage him as well because he's the wrong side of 30. So we need to like keep him good because he's still our main threat. So I think it was a right decision to take him off.
Yeah, I think like it was right for him to come off as well. I thought he was going out of the game and looking leggy, like you were saying. You know, it's the first game of the season, so I'm not going to look too much into it. I'm all right with him showing that attitude coming off. I'm all right with that. I'm just like, just appreciate your manager when you come off. You know, don't give him the blind side. That's all. I don't mind him throwing a tent to chant, like throwing, like ripping his things off his arms and that, coming off because he wanted to stay on the break records and all that. I don't mind all that. Klopp probably don't mind all that. It's the fact, just acknowledge your manager when you come off, and it's all sweet. I don't think there's much into it, to be perfectly honest. Came out, go on, mate. You were saying before you got called.
Can you hear us?
Yeah. All good. All good.
Sorry, I disagree.
Go on and go for it. It's all right. You can disagree.
I disagree. Like Mo Salah hit the crossbar, like had two really good chances, made the goalie make a couple of good saves, had a goal ruled off for offside because of his arm. What? You know how to score with your arm? I thought he was absolutely sensational. Like for about 60 minutes, we kind of went off the boil a little bit, but that doesn't mean Mo Salah isn't going to pop up with a goal. That doesn't mean Mo Salah isn't going to win you the game. Because do you think Mo Salah would have took that ball on, which Nunez miscontrolled and scored? Yeah, he would have, and he would have scored, and he would have won the game. So I think it's gonna bite Klopp in the arse now, because it can take something like that, like being dragged off, and he was dragged off. Like it looked like he was dragged off, like he was hooked because he wasn't playing well. He was playing really well. Like he was one of our most dangerous players on the pitch, and we wouldn't have got that goal if it wasn't for his incredible assist. So I don't know. I think he's the guy you keep on. If you're going to keep some players on the pitch, you're going to keep Virgil on, you're going to keep Ali on, and you're going to keep Mo on 100%, and Mac at the moment, because I think McAllister is just integral right now to the way everything goes through Liverpool. And I think that's incredible for a guy that's just come in pre-season to literally get the ball and look like he just controls the game for us. And maybe that's the reason why Trent isn't playing well going forward, because it all seems to be going through Mac. I don't know. But I think that could bite Klopp, because Saudi Arabia want to throw a £140 million bid in now. You don't know. Mo could go.
See you later then. If he doesn't want to play for Liverpool, bye.
Yeah, I'm a bit like that as well. I'm a bit like.
Look, at the end of the day, he's a brilliant player for Liverpool, but you know what? At the end, he misses too much chances. The goal disallowed, yeah, that's obviously that's a bit unlucky.
And the assist, Baz. There's no other player in our team that could have done that assist. Did you see it?
To be fair, you got Trent that could do assists like that. Maybe not in this game. But Trent. Well, to be fair,
that was an incredible assist today. Yeah, like, honestly, breathtaking.
To be fair, you know what? On another day, if you brought another player in, you know
he hit the crossbar as well, mate. He was like literally that far away.
He didn't scoring as well. Assisted. All he did was assist, hit a post, all right, goal offside, and the rest of the game he was non-existent. So you know we needed to win that game. We need to win that game.
Assisting 2 goals, mate. and you dissed him. Like, he was unbelievable.
Yeah, but we finished 1-1, and he didn't do nothing. When he got taken off, he wasn't before he got taken off. You know, he was just being stroppy about it. You know, I love Salah, but at the same time,
sorry, but I'm not going to say anything. I just
no, it's fair. Look, at the end of the day, it's your opinion. I respect your opinion. I mean, my thing is, I'll just argue back by saying that, look, I don't think he was as great, and that's my opinion, just as well as you got your opinion. I just think, you know, it's important to realize, all right, that after Salah, there'll be another superstar that comes to Liverpool, or will develop another player. The thing is with Salah, he's just a player that does a lot for Liverpool, for real. But in some games, I mean, he was leggy, and we do have to watch him, because the thing is, you know, he's our main goal threat. He wasn't that great. He wasn't that great today. But if he gets injured now, which is possible, then we got who we're going to play in there. We're going to put Szoboszlai in there. We're going to put Ben Doak in there.
Baz, who else did better than him? Please.
Luis
Just tell
Diaz.
me another player for
Luis
Liverpool
Diaz
that did better than Salah today.
Yeah,
just tell me.
Luis Diaz
please.
scored a goal. That's what he scored a goal.
Did he assist? Did he set one up? Did he have
Doesn't matter. He scored a goal that won us a point.
He had a tap in because Salah put it on a plate.
Yeah, but he scored it. But sometimes those tap ins don't go in. You put Nunez in there. Would Nunez score that? He'd probably send it to Fulham's ground. But the fact is, all right, at the moment we're talking about stats. Yes, the assist. I'm not dismissing it. The assist was world class for real. But what else did he do in the game? One goal was offside. Yeah, he hit the post, and a few of the chances he should have finished it, and he didn't. Do you know what I mean?
What chances? What chances are we talking about?
What, he didn't have any shots on goal. Did he not have any shots on goal?
Yeah, the goalie saved them, so he didn't
The
miss
goalies
any.
because they were poor shots. They were poor for what he is. He's like a gunman now for us. He's our main scorer, and I've always said Salah. He scores goals, but he misses a lot of shots. You know, a lot of side nettings and a lot of stuff like that. And he was smiling.
To keep on having them,
like, he knows he should have done better.
I just want him to keep on having those shots, and if he's on the pitch, then he can do that. If he's not on the pitch, then he can't.
Yeah, but he wasn't. I don't think he was fit enough at the end, and he came off rightly so, in my opinion, anyway.
Look, for me, I think Salah was good for the first half and disappeared in the second half. That's just how I looked at it. I thought he was excellent in the first half. Second half, I thought the whole team was disjointed in the second half.
Yeah,
and Chelsea grew into the game.
Poch's tactics.
Yeah, Chelsea grew into the game really well. Yeah, you were talking about Darwin Nunez just there in that touch. I've watched it back a few times now. I can't blame him entirely because the pass from McAllister was terrible. Should have been on the floor. Yes, he should have probably controlled it better. It's a difficult one because the pass from McAllister was the worst thing he did all game, to be honest. McAllister was great all game. But that part, McAllister in that position, you just expect him to roll out on the floor in front of because that's what the way Darwin set himself up. He's on the half turn, ready the ball to be played on the floor in front of his feet so he can run it, go and get a shot out. The way the pass was, the touch was difficult to take. Maybe Gakpo would have taken it better. Salah might have taken it better. But then early in the first half, I saw Salah take a terrible touch, and it went out for a goal kick. So
I agree with that.
It's difficult to have a go at him in that position because the pass to McAllister was terrible. But then Darwin almost made up for it by scoring by actually winning the ball back, taking some players on, spinning and turning, and getting that shot off, which just got deflected and taken wide. So, yeah, Darwin, it's a weird one with Darwin, ain't it, guys? Because I don't know where Darwin stands in his Klopp team. I really don't. He's got the number 9 shirt now, which I don't think matters in football anymore, what number you have. But it usually says, like, you're going to be my main striker. But I don't know. This is my issue with Klopp sometimes. I don't think Klopp trusts players sometimes. And I think we've got players in our team that can make a difference or just be a little bit better and change things up. And he just doesn't quite, I don't know, Baz, what about you? But it's like he doesn't quite trust them sometimes. I mean, Gakpo's been brilliant since he came in January. And he's very versatile, like you saw today. And Jota's coming back from injury. He's straight back in again. No questions asked. As soon as Jota was fit again last season, bang, he's back in. Darwin's sitting bench. Do you think that's Klopp just has maybe an issue sometimes where he don't trust players enough?
I think he's one of those guys where he needs to trust people before he gives them. And right now in his squad, he doesn't know who to trust right now. I really trust Trent because Trent is one in there. Ali is for sure. Robbo as well, even though Robbo's game ain't that great at the minute, but there's no one to replace him. So he does trust certain people. But I think Nunez, I don't know if he does trust him for real. He has been given that number 9 shirts. It was for me, it was a silly move for him because it just brings the expectations. I mean, I know, like you said, Jamie, it's not something that, a lot of people now look at, but for a club like Liverpool, it does matter. But I don't think he does have. He doesn't really trust that team just yet. I mean, McAllister's in there. I think he's going to start to trust him because McAllister is a quality player. So Bosalai as well. I think these guys will play more. I do think Gakpo, he does trust him, but it was a silly decision to play Gakpo at the number 8 today. I know he tried to do it because of, to compensate for McAllister going in there in the DM role and then him playing in there. But Gakpo is a better forward-thinking player. That number 9, he is definitely there. Jota, he does trust Jota because Jota for me is our most natural finisher. Left, right. He was poor today. Don't get me wrong, but he trusts him. And Diaz, I'm still not sure if he trusts Diaz, even though Diaz does play. I'm still not sure if he trusts Diaz because Diaz he played really well today in times. He played well in the beginning, the start of the game. Then he disappeared and then he started in the second half again. And then the rest of the time he went there. So I'm not sure if he does know his best team just yet. But I think once he gets a DM in or he can get a few more players in, I think then he'll understand it a little bit more. The team will play a little bit better. The defending will be better. And then I think then he can make his decision, right, this guy, I trust this guy. This one I don't. He's lost his sergeant major in, Milner. He's lost, obviously, Fabinho. He's lost Henderson. He's lost Firmino. These are his trusted army. Now he doesn't have any. He's got some new players in. And he doesn't trust them just yet. But I think in time, once the team starts to play a little bit more and they're consistently better, I think you'll find certain players will be playing there no matter what because he'll start to trust them.
Yeah. I'm hoping as well. Because I think Klopp's got to figure out his best front three and just stick to it. I've said this for a while now. I know a lot of people have said we've got 5 good forwards there where you can rotate and keep fresh and keep that. I don't agree with that. I think he needs to find his best front three and just stick with it because you need chemistry. I say this again. I keep saying this. I love Luis Diaz. He doesn't have any chemistry with anyone out there. He's more of a flamboyant loner. He's a flamboyant. He's a flamboyant loner, maverick. Yeah, whatever you want to call him. He's not got that. Him and Robbo have zero chemistry. Like zero. There's nothing going on there. But I love Luis Diaz as a footballer. I want to find a way to get the best out of Luis Diaz. I thought Luis Diaz was good for half hour today. I thought he was excellent for the first 30 minutes. And then he disappeared. I've got to say one thing. Since Luis Diaz's injury, he doesn't do any defending. And that's an issue to me. Before his injury, Luis Diaz used to go up and down that pitch, defending like crazy and all that sort of stuff. Absolutely perfect. But since his knee injury, and I don't blame him, by the way, but since his knee injury, he doesn't come back and defend anymore. I do think he left.
There's a fear in the tackle now.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I watched him go in for a 50-50 today, and you could see in his face like that he's petrified of hurting himself again.
Yeah.
We had this conversation on your show a couple of weeks ago, Jamie, about the forward line. And I said that Nunez and Diaz are going to be a problem because you can't have players who are that expensive sat on the bench. And we've got so many players that cost so much money that aren't going to get into the team. And Klopp's going to play them because he paid for them. He paid for them, so he's going to play them. So he's going to try and play Nunez when he can. Nunez is not a substitute. He needs to play from the start, and there needs to be a set plan of playing him. If Nunez was playing for Chelsea today, he'd have had a hat-trick because he'd have scored the goals that Jackson didn't because he plays like Jackson. He's the man on the shoulder. He's the lone striker. He needs to be played like that. And he's not that guy that's going to do what Fabinho does. He's not that guy that's going to do what Gakpo does. He's not that guy.
Nunez needs... Sorry, go on.
Go on, mate.
No, I was going to say, you know what? You're right. I mean, Nunez does need to play because he's that kind of player. You can tell he needs confidence and strikers.
So isolated when he came on.
Yeah, he needs to play. Yeah, he needs to play. He does need to play. But the thing is, you know, it goes back to the trust thing. Does Klopp trust him? Because, you know, he can. All right, fine. That ball to him was poor for sure. All right, and he did have to do a lot. And to be fair, he's going to always be, you know, criticized if he, you know, because they're going to compare him to Haaland, and obviously Haaland's a lot more prolific. But this guy, he does a lot for the team. But we need to look at him and find a right balance for him, to give him consistent runs, to give him confidence. Because if he's confident, he will score goals for sure. If he's trusted, and we've got players in like your McAllisters, your Szoboszlais, that can supply him, you know, food for him to finish. But I think we'll see a lot of him this season for sure. But he's one very delicate player. He's so delicate with him, because with the South American fire in him as well, if a game doesn't go his way, he's just going to be isolated. He's going to have tantrums. And with all the new laws and stuff like that, he's going to get sent off or whatever. We've got to be very careful. But he does need confidence. He's a player that needs confidence. If we don't give him games, then he's going to come off and he's going to look isolated.
Yeah, I agree. Look,
what I don't get as well with Nunez is he was having an absolutely brilliant pre-season, scoring goals for fun.
They all were.
And then he just got dropped. And he came on for like 15 minutes here and there in the last two games, lost all his confidence, and then he doesn't even start against Chelsea. If he started today, he'd probably scored a few goals in the first half. Him and Salah would have cooked first half. I'm sorry. Like, they just would have, because Chelsea were all over the place in the first half.
K-Mac, I've got to say, you do look like Julian Lennon.
Someone said I look like Steve McManaman with my hair.
You do look like Julian Lennon. Because obviously John Lennon's son. You do look a bit like him. I ain't gonna lie.
Do I sound like him?
I ain't gonna lie. You do look a bit like him. Yeah, Matt. I think Liverpool just got to work out their best three. For me, I'd probably do because Luis Diaz is a player that can just do something out of the ordinary, and he's a maverick. And we ain't got no one like him. So I would probably start him. I'd probably have Salah, Diaz and Gakpo. I think Salah and Diaz work better when they got a central striker that's a hold-up striker like Gakpo, instead of someone who's a traditional number 9 like Darwin Nunez. I think you get the best out of Diaz and Salah playing someone like Gakpo up front. And if Darwin and Jota have got to sit bench, Darwin and Jota have got to sit bench. That's the point of having a squad at the end of the day. But we've got to pick our best team going forward. And for me, that would be the best front three. Just a bit of news, guys. A bit of breaking news. So, final announcement for Romero Lavia incoming. Just waiting for a final confirmation. But the player arrived in London this weekend and enjoyed a private moment with friends in order to celebrate his move. Player side are now being formal on the fact he's off to Chelsea. This transfer is crazy, so more details will follow. And we will take caution needed. Is that Saka Tavali or whatever his name is, the Belgium journalist? So
he's the best. He's the best for Belgium.
Yeah, he probably knows quite a lot about this.
Jamie, this contract, 8-year minimum with an option of a 9th year.
Yeah, and 250 grand over that whole time. He was never not going anywhere else, was he? You know what I mean? So Liverpool are now. I don't know what Liverpool going to do.
They're in the mud.
Liverpool in trouble. They got. Look, personally, I'd leave it to Billy Hogan. I don't know what George Schmack is the point of him. I don't know why we employed him. Someone needs to tell me why we employed George Schmack, because I don't know. Just let Billy Hogan do it. Billy Hogan's the one in charge of trying to get Caceido.
I thought his dad's Cat's Pigeon's auntie's mum or something like that was aunties with Kone or something like that, and all these things that were promised, and this guy's not delivered. To be fair, I think the Szoboszlai thing was quite an easy thing, because it was just hitting the release clause, and then
he didn't do that deal though either. He didn't do the Szoboszlai did. Billy Hogan did it.
I don't think so.
what's he done then, really? Because McAllister's one, I think, was done by obviously previously. So what has he done besides just besides
I
sitting
think
on
he
his
sold
yacht?
players, Baz. I
He
think
sold
Klopp got him
Hendo
in
for
to
Villa.
get
He's
rid of
sitting
all
on
the
his yacht.
deadwood.
He's sitting in his yacht on a laptop. Yeah, that's all he's doing. He's working from from 10 till 1.
You
That's
know,
what he's
they're,
doing.
Can I just say something on this?
go on.
I think we're getting sold. I think we're getting sold. I think we'll be sold next year. I just do. Everything that seems to be happening is like it's like a stopgap. Like George Smack, a couple of months here, all of the scouting team's gone, the coaches are all over the place. Everything seems like there's a transition to new ownership.
Something's
And
not
I
quite
don't
right.
know.
Because
Even Klopp, even the stuff about Klopp that's come out recently, it all seems a bit weird.
yeah,
Just does.
everything's a bit weird at the moment. I will admit that. Like, no matter what you thought of FSG, if you hated me like and whatever you ever thought about FSG, behind the scenes you knew it worked like clockwork. You know, everyone had their place. You know, you had Mike Gordon, you had Ian Dennis, you had Michael Edwards, Julian Ward. You know, everyone had their place behind the scenes, and behind the scenes, Liverpool worked like clockwork, no matter what was happening. Now it's like you got John W. Henry owns the club. You got 28 members of FSG that's on the board that John Henry has to appease to. You got Tom Werner, who wants to take the club a different direction to John W. Henry does. Tom Werner wants to sell the club. John don't. Billy Hogan is the CEO of Liverpool. And by the look of it, if Billy Hogan was actually the owner of Liverpool, I reckon we go for bigger deals.
I agree.
Because he looks like the sort of guy that actually wants. Because Billy Hogan, it was all on Billy Hogan going for Caceido. He undercut everyone to go and try and get Caceido because he thought there was a chance. I think he would get us bigger deals. This team is in a mess right now. It's an absolute mess. I wouldn't blame if Klopp walked. Like people saying Klopp walked, I wouldn't blame him. He looked pissed in his interviews after, getting asked all his questions. He looked annoyed. And when someone marked that question about Pochettino said today that he expects more players to come in, and I think Klopp said something like, I'm going to paraphrase because I can't quite remember, but I think he said, yeah, if you get, Chelsea, no matter who Chelsea manager is, if they ask for a player, they usually get it. And it was like, oh, is that a dig? And, Klopp don't usually do these digs, man. He don't usually do these digs. But the thing is now, Jurgen knows we've got money to spend. Jurgen is going to want a DM. They can't leave him without one. Now, there is very good DMs out there in the transfer market. We're going to have to overpay for somebody because no matter who it is, we'll go, well, we know you paid to try to buy out Caceido for under 11 million. So we're going to have to overpay. Lavia's gone. Caceido's gone. If you go to Palace, they go ask for ridiculous money. I think you probably look abroad where you can probably still get a better deal. Personally, I think that's where we're going to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we go back in for Kone and Thuram.
I was fine from them for the start. I was excited to get those two from the start.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Can I just ask one thing? I love Jurgen Klopp, but I always sometimes thinks he says too much. Why did he go again? Why did he go for Newcastle again in his press conference?
I know.
Well, it's like he went against not Eddie Howe, the assistant, wasn't it? Because you're only allowed one coach in the technical area now, ain't you? That's the new rule. And he said, "Well, it's okay, but Newcastle." It's like, Klopp, why? Why make headlines? Just shush.
He's putting himself, he's going to put our club and himself into some kind of disrepute. Look at last time when we had that issue with the refs and that, and how we ended up finishing the season with like refs just like, looking at us and stuff. I haven't voted. I know this is something obviously different, but I haven't voted in the longest time for Labour or whatever and rah-ta-ta. But you know what? I don't watch Young Klopp press conferences anymore. I'm not interested.
Me neither.
I only watched it when we talk about, well, why has he picked the team, and then maybe a post match, I've got it stuck on pause here because I haven't obviously heard it. But anything when there's like a pre-match conference, I'm not interested anymore. It's like, oh, is that what you said? Okay, cool.
I
Because
just
he
don't want
just
him saying it. I don't know why he does it. It's just like you didn't need to bring Newcastle up because you just go make yourself own the headlines for no reason. Now he might have a point. You know, Newcastle's assistant, I can't remember what his name is. He does get in, like he gets in all the pictures and everything, don't he? He makes sure he's always seen on camera. So that's what he's saying. He's probably making a joke of it. But the problem is, no one's going to take it that way, and it just looks like he's moaning. And I don't want him to do that. I don't want Klopp to be looked at as this old moaning man. I really don't. I really don't.
he's
So
been here long enough. That's the thing. He's been
yeah,
here long enough to see what it does to people. You know what I mean? He needs to go and watch some tapes from, from Alex Ferguson and Kevin Keegan and stuff like that to realize what happens when you start playing with other managers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? He needs to be very careful because this, there's a comment here saying that one person saying that they want the season to be over already, and you know what? We have to be very careful because it's going to cost us.
at the end of the day, we got a point again away to Chelsea at Stamford
Yeah,
Bridge.
let's get this into perspective.
It's not the worst result in the world.
It's not.
Let's look at it that way for starters.
We're not Aston Villa who got absolutely thumped and lost 2 players with bad injuries. So
like everyone came off, no injuries.
Either. That's the thing we need.
Yeah, it's a balance, ain't it? Exactly. I do agree. There's the point is that it's a point away against Chelsea. That's not a bad point that comes to the end of the season. But on the other scale, like Baz is saying, we didn't play well. Now our 2 defensive midfield options are going to Chelsea, our rivals. We're left in the mud a little bit, egg on our face, look a bit pathetic, to be fair. So it's just not really a good day in all, really, is it? And it just weren't the greatest performance. The first half hour by Liverpool today, I thought Liverpool looked electric. I literally thought Liverpool could step on the gas a little bit more in that first half hour, guys. So I think Liverpool could have scored 2 or 3. I think Chelsea are there to get beaten in that first half hour. And we just didn't step on the gas enough and really just go at them. And it's a shame. Obviously, Salah's goal was just offside. I still don't. I looked at the offside because I thought it was offside when I did the watch along, so I didn't celebrate it. And then when we looked back at it, I don't know what the VAR officials are looking at because they were looking at Chilwell next to Salah, weren't they? But I thought it was the French centre back.
It was the guy on the back that was playing. That looked like he was playing him on.
Yeah,
but they drew the line on his arm.
Yeah, and you can't score from your arm.
You can't score with your arm. Like I still couldn't get my head around that. And also the penalty. I mean,
it's the most clear handball I've seen all season.
I know.
You won't see a clear handball for me.
That one.
It's Taylor. It's Taylor.
Yeah, I mean,
can I just touch on that as well? Did you see Chukwuemeka's second tackle after his yellow card? Did you see that?
Was his first tackle?
That was another yellow card and a sending off, by the way. Straight after he got that yellow card, when he kicked him in the.
Is that the first one? The super kick. Yeah.
He
was lucky not to get away
here
on that one. Yeah.
He then went in for a tackle about 5 minutes later and took the player out. And I was shouting at the telly, that's a second yellow. And nothing happens. But
Anthony Taylor's terrible. He hates us anyway.
Look, you know what? As far as I'm concerned, we weren't good enough to eat. There was that. Obviously, there was those situations, But at the end of the day, we should have been like 2-3 goals up and stuff like that. And
we should have.
The referee's decisions. You know what? You still have to go and win the game or try to play the game or put the goal in the back of the net. We didn't do that, so I can't even blame the ref. Yeah, there's been some dubious decisions and stuff like that. But you know what? It is what it is, man. We can't just rely on the referees. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we just weren't great enough. We just weren't good enough, and we deserve what we got, which is like a point at the very least. And we just need to put this behind us now, and hopefully between now and the next game that we go by a DM, get him prepped up, play Bournemouth, score some goals, and try to get like our confidence up because our forwards have been playing well. And go again ready for the Newcastle game after that. So we just need to accept it now and just move on. It's difficult, but we were leading up to this all through pre-season, Chelsea away. We're gonna have this. We're gonna have that. We're gonna have great players. I thought we just didn't do that great. Just go and get the DM.
That's why I'm happy with the result. I'm not actually worried about the result being 1-1 because it's a point away against your nearest rivals, and I'm fine with that on the opening day of the season. Just the performance, especially the last 35, 40 minutes of that game, the performance levels just completely dropped for me, and now the 2 DMs that we're after. But apart from that, a draw against your nearest rivals away from home, it's not the worst result in the world. You know, Bournemouth, we have to beat Bournemouth at home in our next game, and then we have to beat Newcastle to carry this on. And then that won't look like a bad result against Chelsea. So that's what we got to do and put it behind us. But what we do in this transfer market, who knows? What we go quickly do is go quickly through these player ratings, and we go get out of here, guys. So let me see if I can get these up on the screen right now. Right, let's do this. Right, Alisson Becker, what are we saying? You guys in the chat play as well?
Who wants to go first?
Anyone,
8.
go for it.
8 for me. 8.
Yeah,
Didn't do anything, did he? Didn't really have to do anything. He won a few, caught a few balls from because they did quite a lot of crosses.
Yeah, the excellent 1-on-1 save again, didn't he?
Yeah. I'll give him an 8.5. I think he was 8.5 because I think he was very confident. He stood up to everything. Jackson caused us a whole bunch of problems. Yeah, they weren't brilliant finishes, but you know what? He saved them and he didn't put us in any danger. There was nothing. He was commanding as usual. He was my man of the match. So 8.5 for him, I think.
Yeah, we'll go. I can't put no points in, so we'll go 8 there. But I'm with you at 8.5.
That's fine.
I should have said that at the beginning. Robbo, I'm going 3 on Robbo. I'm going.
I was going to say 4.
3, 4. Bads.
I would say 5, just on average. 10 being the best, 5 being bang average, and 0 being absolutely shocking. So I'd say 5. He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything special. Didn't do anything. Poor.
We'll average it out of the 4 in, yeah. Kanate. I thought Kanate was excellent. I'm giving Kanate an 8.
Oh, guys, I really didn't think Kanate was good today. Sorry.
Oh, I thought he's great today.
Like, I thought he was out of position so many times. Like, he fouled too many players, and 6.
I probably would go along with a 6. I thought I'll give him a 6. I thought he was above average. He defended really well, but it was a bit bozo-y with his follow throughs and a few little stuff there and here and there. So I'd give him a 6.
Could have been sent off today, by the way.
Fair enough. Trent, I think Trent defensively was good today. Attacking he was shit. It was the other way around today. What we go with Trent? I'm going a 6 on Trent today.
6.
I'd go 5. I think it was average.
He got back like twice, which was really important. So I'll give him his dues on that. Give him his flowers for that.
I think we rely on him now for more creativity. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, there was none. Apart from that pass.
Right, Virgil. I can't believe his average is 6.6. I have no idea.
He was a 9. He was outstanding.
I thought Virgil was immense today.
He was incredible. We'd have been beaten today if it wasn't for him.
Yeah, I thought Virgil was immense today. I don't know why the average is 6.6 on Virgil. People must not watch the game. Baz, what do you think?
I thought he looked a lot better than he did for a long time. I would say 8.
Yeah, that's fair. McAllister.
8.
Hang on, let me just get Pac-Man's chat here. A bloody 9. Right, this is what I'm going to say. Right, Virgil van Dijk really didn't do anything wrong today, and he was pretty much excellent for the game. What the difference is, the setup and the system doesn't suit the players. Doesn't mean that the players didn't perform to their level, though. Without Virgil today, we would probably have lost 4-1. You take Virgil out of the team and you play Matip and Kanate together, this game's 4-1 Chelsea. Simple as that.
The thing about the structure of the formation, though, Pac-Man, is it actually still suits Virgil because he's just a centre back. He's just that normal centre back position. It's all the others that are being dragged out of positions and that. Not him. He was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. McAllister 8 for me.
Yeah, I like McAllister's
That
performance.
ball he
today.
played to Salah as well. You know, those balls he played like down the left and the right were brilliant. Like
McAllister for me gets a 7. I think the goal that we conceded was down to him not tracking back. He's at his runner. So that's why I'm going to mark him a 7.
Yeah, I agree with that. What are you giving to Bosley, guys? So I don't think there's much between them, to be fair.
No, I think they're quite similar. Like Sabozlai tracked back loads on that right hand side.
Yeah.
You know, if Jota hadn't have took that ball off him, he might have scored as well.
Mm.
But you can see what he's capable of. He just like mazed all the way through their team, and then Jota took the ball off his foot. I thought the pair of them were 8s for me. I thought they were great.
Yeah, I don't actually blame Jota for taking that shot because
no, I don't.
So Bosley, so when he went past all them players, it looked like he was going to shoot. The ball just got away from him a little bit, didn't it? And Jota was standing right there. And if you look at Jota's angle, he probably thought he had the better angle. So I don't actually blame Jota for that. That's why there was no real problem with it. But I think McAllister and Szoboszlai, it shows, for me, they're both 7s. I thought, because I think it shows the talent these two have. But if we don't get them a defensive midfielder, they're going to be burdened all season. You're not going to get the best out of them.
Yeah, they'll be injured. They'll get injured. Injured.
They're definitely very good players. Yeah. Cody Gakpo, I'm going with 5 on Gakpo today.
I thought he was really good for like the first 30 minutes. Like a lot of our stuff went through him as well. I'd probably give him a 6 or a 7.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 5.
His fault, really.
Yeah, I'm still going to give him a 5. I think he was lost out there today. Busted too much energy, doing not much. Wasn't his fault, but you know he didn't do anything. The whole team played well for 30 minutes, but I can't judge it for 30 minutes. To be fair, for me anyway, I'm going to say 5 for him.
Yeah, I agree.
4.
Diogo Jota, I was thinking 4.
Go along with that.
I don't know what he did, and I love Jota. I do. I think he's great,
lost.
But I don't know what happened to Jota today. I think Jota can do this, though. I think Jota's one of them players that can look exceptional, right? For like 15 games in a row, you're like, this man's undroppable. And then for another 10 games, you can go missing a little bit. I think that's just Jota's game. And then when he hurt his knee, I was like, right, that's him gone for the season.
Yeah, I thought that.
That's him done. That's him done, but he just has
we don't actually know though whether he is injured because
let's not talk too much about that. Just in case.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's not put it in the atmosphere.
Yeah. I'd say 4 as well.
Yeah.
He has 7 for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't think he was that good apart from his goal, to be honest.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to give him a 6. I think he was above average because he scored that goal, but I think he was doing a bit too much with the ball, just playing in the school ground, to be fair, you know, in a school.
Right. Apart from his goal, what did he do?
Not a lot, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Apart from his goal today, what the hell did he do? I think he just gets a 6 for me.
Yeah.
He didn't even track back. He left Robbo isolated a lot of the match as well. I think Mo's the same. Right, This is going to be controversial. I know K-Mac's already screaming, but this is going to be controversial. I thought Mo Salah for the first half hour looked like a 10 out of 10 player. Yeah, a 10 out of 10 player for the first 30 minutes. But after that half hour mark to the 77th minute mark when he got taken off, Mo really didn't really do much for me. And I put Mo on a high pedestal, a real high pedestal because he's world class. And I know he can do so much better than that in a game. So that's why I'm going 6 for Mo. Yeah, they came at last on this one.
I'm not going to say 9, but I'd probably go with 7 or an 8. Okay, just keep the second half.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, no, I'm going to give him the same as Diaz. To be fair, he assisted, and besides that, 6 for me. To be fair, I think he should have done a bit better.
Yeah, definitely. Curtis Jones came on. I'd say a 5, just average, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Diaz, same.
5.
It's hard to really rate. Like, I think like a 5 is just coming on the pitch, ain't it? Sort of thing in ratings, ain't it? Although saying that,
Elliot was an 8.
I do
Elliot
think
was an 8.
I do think Harvey Elliott was actually really good when he came on. That
Elliot stopped us from getting beat.
Yeah. Baz, what do you think of Harvey's performance when he came on?
I thought he came on.
Go on.
Yeah, go on. No, I was just gonna say he came on. He showed a lot more energy. Played in that that I wasn't sure what role he was going to be playing in, but he did. You know, he brought the ball forward. You know, tried to make things work. I won't give him an 8, but I'll give him anything between a 6 to a 7, maybe a 7.
What I will say about Harvey Elliott, he made us look more threatening when he came on.
Yeah, that's
You
what
know,
I'm saying.
when Salah and because I was like this when Salah went off. I was like, "What are you doing?" And as it made sense. You know, Luis Diaz, and then Szoboszlai. By the way, when Szoboszlai went left wing, he looked like a far better player. He looked a far better player when he went left wing.
Position for him.
Yeah, I got a feeling that's where he might end up eventually. I thought Harvey played really well when he came on. I thought he broke up play. I thought he brought a calmness to the team as well in that midfield. I thought he was breaking play up. I thought he was getting hold of the ball and running well with the ball into forward areas, and he was being a nuisance. So I thought Harvey was all right. I said this in pre-season as well. Every time Harvey came on in pre-season, I thought he looked all right. You know, people like to slag Harvey Elliott off because they don't like Harvey Elliott and they don't rate him. But I actually thought Harvey was all right when he came on. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna give him a 6 because just for the fact it was only like a 10-minute cameo.
10 minutes.
But for them 10 minutes, I thought he was bloody good for 10 minutes. To be fair.
Yeah.
So there's our ratings, guys. As you can see, when I try and do ratings, I try and say quite realistic. I know a lot of people give 8s and 9s and all that, but all the time. But I try and stay quite realistic to ratings on here, and I think that's quite a realistic take, guys. I really do. I thought Virgil was our best player today, personally. I don't know about you guys.
How did he get a 6?
I think Alisson was our better player today, personally.
I'm confused how Virg got a 6 and Ali got an 8. Like that doesn't really make. That doesn't
Virg got a 9.
No, I mean average rating.
Average on these ones here are average.
It's mad.
He was poor last year, though, K-Mac. I don't think he was all that. Virg last year wasn't great.
No, this wasn't last year. This was today's game.
This was now.
Oh, is that game? Okay, then
that's the average. That's the average rating for Virgil today's game, which is just madness to me. This is Anfield's website that I'm using right now. They gave Konate an 8 and Virgil a 7.
Mad.
But yeah, Alisson and Virgil are definitely the 2 best players for Liverpool today. So there's our ratings, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Look, guys, tomorrow morning, before I tell you where to go for the guys' channels, tomorrow morning I've got a brand new show at 10 a.m. It's the Jamie Phillips breakfast mornings. I'm going to be doing it every morning from 10 a.m. It's going to be the coffee mornings on my show where we just talk about Liverpool for an hour every single morning at 10 a.m. over a cup of coffee. So make sure you join me tomorrow at 10 a.m., guys, where we'll just talk everything Liverpool Football Club for an hour. And that'll be going forward for the rest of the season now, every morning at 10 a.m. So make sure you join me then tomorrow. Go and hit that sub button. Go and hit the like button. Baz, where can the people find you, man?
Yeah, thank you for having me, Jamie. Big up to everyone in the chat. You can find me on my channel, LVFC TV on YouTube, and on a lot of other Liverpool content creators. So yeah, big up, man. Thanks for having me. Smash the like on your way out, please.
No worries. K-Mac, where can people find you?
You can catch me on K-Mac channel. Big up all the chat, everyone that's involved. Always great to be on your channel, Jamie, and always great to be on a panel with you, Baz. I've got another show coming up in the next couple of days where I'll finish off my in-depth dive about Klopp, FSG, and Pep Guardiola. I've just finished off all the Liverpool managers and Klopp, and now I'm going to go into his career before Liverpool and also Pep. So tune in for that. That'll be out in the next couple of days.
Excellent. There you go, guys. There's the links to their channels. Big up Psychedelic. So go make sure you get and subscribing, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., guys. The Jamie Phillips coffee mornings. I keep saying breakfast, coffee mornings.
Pick up the Reds.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch.
guys.
I don't want to watch that one, man. It's going to be full of Lavias and.
Lavia coffee,
I'll just
lovely.
smash the like and comment, but I'm not going to.
Lavia